Hi guys, it's Lisa, and my husband has my kids today, and so I thought this was a great time to make a video without being secluded in my dark bedroom that is not yet decorated or finished, and without having to whisper because of my kids. In case you think it's insane that I want to whisper because of my kids, just think about this. I have some young kids. I have a 7 and an 8-year-old, and if you know anything about 7 and 8-year-olds, you know that they are brutally honest and that they whip out the most insane comments at the most unexpected times. So I was just imagining at Thanksgiving, my kids and I sitting at dinner, and my 7-year-old going, and my mom weighed 215 pounds. Yeah. So I was kind of quiet and last night, but I really wanted to get the video out because I was, like I said, I was trying to not wait for perfection, because in this life there will never be perfection. So I just wanted to get it out. So my gloomy video is over, and I'm sitting, and we homeschool our kids, so I'm sitting in the homeschool room where it is much brighter and actually a finished room. So you can study the United States map while I talk. Anyway, so since I didn't document from day one, I thought it would be interesting to do a couple of days of what I ate. I was very committed to what I was eating, so this is exact. And also to read a couple of journal entries. So without further ado, let me start with on day one, July 26th, 2017 was the day I started. And I had for breakfast water, 1 ounce of wheat thins. And before you freak out and go, wheat thins, like that's not Brightline. I didn't think that was either, but on their Facebook page, they talk about, no, not wheat thins. I'm sorry. I was reading it, I wrote wheat thins, but I meant Triscuits. So on their Facebook page, on the Brightline Eating Facebook page, they actually address the fact that, I'm trying to say wheat thins again, that Triscuits are legal. So yes, so if you have questions about that, go to the Brightline Eating Facebook page and, do the search on wheat. Oh my Lord, do the search on Triscuits, and you will find that they are considered legal. So I had an ounce of Triscuits, and then I had 1.5 ounces of cheese, because I saved 0.5 ounces to go in my coffee because I was so afraid of going without caffeine, and I was so afraid of drinking coffee black that I saved. So I put a little bit of almond milk into my coffee, and I counted that. I wasn't exactly sure how to negotiate that, but I wanted to make sure that I wasn't not only going without a bunch of other things, but also going without, but that I kind of weaned off the caffeine too. So I had written that in, and then I had a banana. So I'll talk more in another video about inner chatter and bananas. Bananas and inner chatter, they deserve a whole video to themselves because of me and my inner chatter and my bananas. My husband finally set me straight with bananas because he's like a logical, sensible person. You know what he is? He's the person that can just eat and then be done when he's full. And that's the kind of sensible person he is. I am not that person. I am the person who obsesses about food, when I'm dieting, I'm obsessed with what I'm not eating, and when I am not dieting, I'm obsessed with what I am eating. And so anyway, so he set me straight with bananas, but they deserve a whole video to themselves. And then I also had 2 ounces of cheese. Now we had just gotten back from a long trip, so I made this menu based on what we had in the refrigerator. My mom had been staying with our dogs, and she left some cheese, and that's what I use. I should tell you guys, I'm a vegetarian, so you won't find meat in here, but you can figure out, you could clearly replace it, because I do want to do another video on the cost of what I'm paying to Brightline Eat. It's actually very reasonable, and I can break it down for you because I just broke it down the other day and was like, holy cow, this is really not expensive. Okay, so that's what I had for breakfast. Then for lunch, I had water, a seltzer with lime, which actually I think I just meant like a LaCroix lime flavor, because that's what I had. I don't think I put lime in it. And I had a salad with lettuce, cucumber, tomato, onion, and radishes. And then I used 2 ounces of avocado, and I just like, I had seen this in a vegan video, how to make your own salad dressing. So I just took the avocado and I just squished it into the salad, and kind of made my own dressing that way. And then I put cracked black pepper. Like, I know it sounds like it shouldn't make a difference, but if you use like a pepper grinder, a pepper mill, it makes it so much more like restaurant salad than like home salad. So then I put a little bit of salt and a little bit of cracked pepper on there, and that's what I had for my salad. And then I had 6 ounces of mixed fruit, and then I mixed a tablespoon of I mixed oil and balsamic vinegar, and made my little no, I'm sorry. No, I added just balsamic to that. I had already used my oil in the avocado, so sorry, I can't read my own writing. And then once again, I had used vegetable protein, and then I'd used a little percentage of that to make a black coffee with 0.5 ounces of almond milk. And I actually did not end up, I made a little note here that I ended up not drinking the coffee because I was feeling pretty good. Because let me tell you, I am not really a coffee drinker, but I was a hardcore diet soda drinker. And once again, you have to read the book, but she really talks about in the book how like artificial sweeteners and stuff, that like those need to go just as much as sugar. And that was probably my biggest fear, was giving up the artificial sweetener. So I didn't want to give up artificial sweetener, sugar, flour, and everything. So I ended up kind of writing coffee into the plan, but I ended up not feeling, the caffeine wasn't getting to me. I thought it would, because I was drinking a 2 liter of diet soda a day. But that wasn't bothering me. The flour and sugar was bothering me, but that wasn't bothering me. But I'll read you a journal entry after I go over my menu. So that was lunch, no snacks. And then for dinner, I did a beef cabbage stir fry using veggie meat and some cabbage and salt and pepper. And then I also had a salad with greens, cucumber, radish, tomato, and peppers. I did the same thing with the avocado and the balsamic and the cracked pepper. So that was day 1, and I survived, yay. And it really, well, it was hard. I take it back, it was hard. But I want to read to you guys further in my journal, and so I can tell you when it stopped getting hard. Okay, so the next morning on day 2, July 27th, I had, once again, I had my Triscuits, I had a frozen fruit bowl, and I also have a black coffee written in here, and I had 2 ounces of pizza cheese. I don't really know if pizza cheese is like, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like the realest cheese you can get, but I don't really know what the seasonings were or whatever. But because we had just gotten back from a trip to Wisconsin, and we had brought back cheese, and so once again, that's what I used for my protein. And then I had the fruit bowl, and then I had black coffee written in here. By this point, I had written in black coffee, and I wasn't drinking it because I wasn't needing it, but I had written it in just in case. Then at lunch, I had another salad with some veggie crumbles, like the little Morningstar Farms veggie crumbles. I had avocado and a fruit bowl, and then I wrote in that I could have a black coffee if I needed one, but I didn't need it. And then at dinner, I had beef stir fry, which was it's a vegetarian like steak soy protein thing, and then I just mixed it with some vegetables, and then some slaw mix. I used the slaw mix, and then I made a salad, and once again I used the avocado for dressing. So I'll do a couple days at a time, and then it'll be interesting to watch how it morphs into like how I get more comfortable with it, and like, because at first I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is the only thing I'm eating because I'm so scared of like, of branching out. And so I'll do day 3, and then I'll read I should do day 3 and day 4, because I see I've changed it up a little on day 4. Okay, so I'm starting to get lazier. Like originally my stuff that I wrote down was like really detailed. Let me just kind of go back. Like you can see, it's like, I wrote it out and I wrote like each little note. And then you can see like on day 3, I'm starting to kind of just jot down because I'm starting to know what I mean. Like, so 2 ounces of cheese, some Triscuits, some fruit. And then at lunch, I had cooked veggies. And then I had lettuce and veggie meat, and I used mayo for my fat. I used mayo, and I like put mustard and balsamic vinegar in, and it must not have been fantastic because I don't think I used it again. But I was trying to make like kind of a ranchish dressing, and I think it was kind of gross, but I ate it anyway because I was starving. And then I had a fruit bowl, like a mixed fruit bowl, and this can play into a video about how much it costs, because later I end up changing that because the fruit, I was buying this frozen fruit stuff and it's actually ridiculously expensive. I was making an exception for myself to spend that much money because I was scared. I had my lines drawn and I didn't want to branch. I didn't want to think about it. I didn't want to think about money. I didn't want to think about variety. I just wanted, so the mixed fruit was what I did initially. And then for dinner, I had like vegetables, and then I have, this turned out to be my favorite thing, the veggie pork. It doesn't taste anything like pork, but it's really easy to measure and it's really easy to flavor. So I ended up finding that at Walmart. I'd never used it before. It turned out to be my favorite thing. I use it a lot. Once again, I changed that up a little bit now that I'm watching I'm trying to be more financially, like I'm trying to do better financially, as far as like I said, we have 5 kids who would probably like to go to college someday. So I don't need to be spending $5 on every package of veggie meat that lasts me for like 1.5 days, not even 2. Okay, so then for dinner, I had the cooked veggies, I had the pork, I had a salad with tomatoes, cucumbers, and then I made a dressing out of olive oil and balsamic. Okay, and then on day 4, I had cottage cheese, Triscuits. Triscuits, you'll notice, they become a very big staple in my life. But a box of Triscuits, like, you know, if you're only eating that tiny amount, a box of Triscuits is seriously like, it costs like $2.50 and it lasts for, I want to say 6 or 7 days. I'm trying to remember if that's 12 ounces or 14 ounces. Anyway, it's quite a good investment if you're trying to watch money. Okay, and then at lunch I had my mixed fruit again, which I was not watching money because that stuff's expensive. And I had veggie burger and salad with oil and balsamic. And then at dinner, I had the veggie pork again, cooked veggies, and a salad with oil and balsamic. So I'll stop there with my food journal so I don't bore you to death. But as you can see, I'm marking my page here. But as you can see, I kept it very, very simple. I still keep it simple, but I'll do kind of another video about what I'm eating now. I definitely get into a rut of things because I don't like to think about it. I find that is the blessing in this whole thing, is the not thinking about it. And so it really, really helps me to kind of find something I like, stick with it pretty much every day. And then when I get tired of that, switch to finding something else I like and sticking with it and pretty much having it every day until I get sick of it. And so, and the other reason I would change, which I haven't had to yet, is if I ended up getting into a plateau, then I would probably try to switch it up a little more to kind of keep my body going. I don't know. You know, after reading Susan's book, I kind of question a lot of the stuff that I always thought was like true of losing weight. So I had always heard that you rev your metabolism by changing things up. So that might be a myth, but that would be one of the reasons I would stop doing my whole stuck on whatever and then staying with it. So, okay, so I'm gonna read you, since I gave you 4 days of my food journal. And it's kind of boring, I know, but if you're starting this, I remember thinking, oh, please somebody list what they're eating, because I was so paranoid and so scared. And so if you're starting this, then at least that gives you some sort of, what am I looking for? Not parameters, well, you know what I mean. It gives you an idea of how simple it really can be. And even if it's like maybe not the tastiest, it's simple, you've got it written down, you know what you're having. And yeah, it is what it is. So Okay, so let me read you my first journal entry. I'll read it as it is, and then if there's anything that it seems like hard to explain, then I'll go ahead and explain that, because obviously talking is something I do a lot. Anyway, okay, so July 26, 2017, and I put this in my little 5-year journal. I know she recommends one in her book. I didn't get that one because I'm a vegetarian. I don't need a leather bound fancy one. I think I got this one on Amazon for maybe $8, maybe. Okay. And so, let's see, I started my Brightline eating journey. I feel literally sick and weak from no sugar, no soda, and no flour. This is much like when I became a vegetarian. It's hard to believe it's a long-term commitment. We refer to it, meaning my husband and I, refer to it as slaying my demons, which are flour, sugar, and diet soda. So, yeah, I would wake up in the morning and my husband would ask how I'm doing and I would be like, I'm slaying my demons. I am slaying my demons. My husband, just so you know, he's super supportive. He would love me at 200 pounds, and he's just supportive because he knows I wasn't happy. So don't get the impression my husband's like, oh yeah, I gotta support this because I don't want to have a fat wife. No, he's very supportive, and he's always been proud of me from when I was 110 pounds when we met to when I was 215 pounds having our last child. So he's been super supportive, and so we would joke about me slaying my demons. So, okay, the second day that I was on, July 27th, 2017, I was so hungry last night that I couldn't even sleep. I am so tired. I think my legs were even weak from not having enough food, not having any sugar, drawing on my own body fuels. Yet I haven't crossed my bright lines, smiley face. Andy, that's my husband, and I laughed today as I realized I might very well be the lever-loving rat. If you've read her book, you know about the lever-loving rat. And so we joke all the time about me being a lever-loving rat. So I know I am making my husband and I sound like complete dorks, but I don't know. That's why we get along so well. Anyway, so I'm a lever-loving rat. I even took before pictures today. Whoa, which I still can't find, but I will find because there is a huge difference. I feel positive. Let's see. I even took before pictures today. Plus, I didn't weigh myself. And I must have been having like a total brain fog because I spelled weigh, W-A-Y. So I must have been like losing brain cells rapidly to hunger. This is a big step for me. I'm hoping I can make it to Wednesday without weighing. This is another thing that deserves its own video. Freaking weighing myself and how it was destroying my ability to lose weight. So, whole other video. And how I kind of helped to combat that. I touched on it a little bit in the first video, but there were, what I did to combat the obsession with the scale. Oh my goodness, my dog just was chasing magpies out the window and he ran into like the chalkboard and almost knocked everything over. Okay, so let me get to, I haven't read that. I read the other ones. I pre-read them before. Hold on, my phone there. I pre-read them. I didn't pre-read this one. So July 28th was day 3. I'm realizing that the hardest part of this journey might be not weighing myself daily. I haven't weighed myself in 2 days and it has been hard, capitalized hard. 3 days of bright lines and feeling good, if not a bit hungry and tired. My son's name is Jackson. Jackson got his new Fitbit and we laughed about how in 80 years we will still be competing for steps. Of course, he was kicking my butt at that time because I could barely walk, and I normally walk my dogs every day, so I would always easily get 10,000 steps, and I was like maybe getting 4,000. He was so easily beating me. I'm a bit overwhelmed keeping up. Need to get rid of all this stuff, and I think I'm referring to toxins. I don't really know what I was referring to there. Okay, day 4, July 29th, 2017. So this is the last day I'll force you guys to listen to. No, I'm not really forcing you because you could turn me off. The hunger is getting better. So yeah, so by day 4, the hunger was getting better. The hunger is getting better. By the end of the day, I am so tired. Walks with Jackson going really well. Dog park with Jeffrey going well. I would take my other son to the dog park because we do that at a special time. I have to explain my life here because of my weird notes. and dog part with Jeffrey, trying to figure out some time for my other two. Tonight, Joseph and I played Some Swamp. This isn't really related, and had our own special time. I still have not weighed myself, but I'm starting to panic, starting to worry that I'm not losing. This became an extreme obsession of mine, thinking I wasn't losing weight and not being able to weigh myself. Yeah, refer to the fact that my scale obsession deserves its own video. Okay, so that was day 4. All right, so I gave you 4 days of food, 4 days of journaling. I think this is a great start. I hope you all can bear with me, and as I try to find the perfect setting for this and the perfect way to document this, and I guess that's it. So happy bright lines and good luck to everybody, and I just love that we're all doing this. I hope we all can I hope this ends up going far, maybe not even far, maybe just to one person, and we can talk about bright lines, because I sometimes feel like I'm the only one in this world that's doing bright lines. I know there are a couple other people on YouTube doing bright lines, and that's pretty awesome. And but other than that, I did not join the boot camp, and I know I keep saying this, but the reason I didn't join the boot camp, that deserves a whole other video. So I just need to write this down about like what deserves a whole other video, because I have all these weird obsessions with things and why I don't do things. And so anyway, good luck, you guys. I hope that everyone is having amazing success with bright lines, and I will talk to you soon.